I'm joined by University of Central Oklahoma running backs coach James Gilbert. Coach, thank you for taking time this afternoon to talk to me. Could you start by telling the viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself?
James Gilbert. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Played collegiate ball at Ball State University in the MAC. I played running back, and then my fifth year, I transferred to Kansas State, played running back there as well, and then had an undrafted free agent opportunity with the Los Angeles Rams. Got cut short, and then got into coaching. 2020 with high school back at home, local high school called Lawrence Central High School. Coach running backs there, called junior varsity plays. Had a opportunity with Anderson University in the summer of 2021, then moved on to Marion University, NAIA, still back home, local school back at home, did there. And then this past March, I joined the University of Central Oklahoma staff.
Now, and you ran for almost 5,000 yards in your high school career. So, what allowed you to have that level of success?
I'll just say good coaches, man. Our coaches back then, I didn't really realize it back then, but I do now as I'm coaching, that they did a lot of clinics and going to see colleges, seeing what they run and what worked for them and just bringing it back to the high school level and, us perfecting our craft. And we had a lot of success running their college schemes and stuff like that.
And so you chose Ball State out of high school. So what was it about Ball State that made you decide that that's where you wanted to play your college ball?
To be honest, I just I wanted my family, I wanted my friends and fans just to see my games. Ball State was only an hour away from home, Muncie, Indiana. And I just wanted, people to see my games, watch me play. And, we play a lot of non-conference schools, going to see their places. For example, played at Texas A&M, played at Notre Dame, played at where else? We played at where the Falcons play at Georgia State. Play a lot of different places, Indiana University, just a lot of, big schools that, that passed up on you as a kid. But, you go to a MAC school an hour away from home and I get to play those schools that passed up on me. So that was my whole point of reason of going to Ball State.
And then you were able to make an immediate impact there. You scored 8 touchdowns over 600 yards rushing. You also had the game-winning touchdown against Eastern Michigan. So what was that experience like?
Pretty good, man. I think that year we were only because we lost Quake and then a lot of other running backs, they graduated. So it was 4 running backs on the depth chart. So I knew coming in early, I graduated high school early coming in, that I would get some playing time. I just had to earn it. So playing in the spring, I ended up learning the playbook, learning the offense and being around the guys, building chemistry and just, being where my feet was at and, grasping on along. And when it came time for the season, everything was pretty much easy for me. I just had to pick up the speed of the game and protection. While other than that, I learned pretty gradually going on throughout the season, week in and week out.
And then you had a great sophomore season. You had over 1,300 yards rushing, which was 4th in school history. 12 rushing touchdowns, was led to conference, 6th in school history. Your first team all conference, 700-yard game. Then you ran for 264 against Buffalo. So what was working for you there?
To be honest with you, man, I set a goal for myself. Hey, I know what it takes because I played a season as a freshman. I know what it takes, what the work I gotta put in, and just knowing the X's and O's, the block scheme, stuff like that. So I just took upon myself to put in the extra work, perfect my craft, and going into that 2016 season, my sophomore year, I just seen immediate impact. We got a new head coach that year and new scheme, new system, new guys, and everything came along great. Had a great O-line coach Kyle Devan, and we put together a good season running the ball. So just really learning the blocking scheme, learning where everybody's blocking, what direction, stuff like that, who's gonna be the unblocked defender. So just taking my game to another level.
And then 2017, you played in the first 3 games, and then you had a season-ending injury. So, what was that experience like, going from here you were one of the best backs, not only in the conference but in the country, to then having your season cut short?
Man, probably one of the lowest points of my life in my career. Just you go from the year before, really good, doing good stuff, and don't get me wrong, I trade all those individual accolades to get like a championship, get that. But just going to that season, you had high expectations. We want to win, we want to go to a bowl game, we want to go to the championship, and get hurt week 3. We lost our quarterback. We lost 4 quarterbacks that year, and we had to rely on a lot of freshmen that year. They end up being good. The COVID season, end up winning the championship with our new head coach. But my lowest point, hard. It's hard to, not give advice and give leadership when you're on the sideline, because you're not actually on the field. Because I'm all about the physical, lead by example type of guy. So just leading from the sideline was pretty hard for me, and just a different point of view. But, our freshman, Caleb Huntley, he stepped in, Justin Hall, Bryce Cosby, guys like that year to, we didn't finish the season how we wanted to, but those guys got a lot of playing experience, which led them to, be the players that they are today and win the championship later on down the line. But, just the injury was it was week 3. We played Tennessee Tech. I want to say I got like an outside zone play going to the right. 2 defenders out there. I stiffed on one guy, and then the second guy, I guess my thumb got caught in the face mask of his, and then went to the ground. The guy tried to lift me up. I'm like, no, like, don't touch me, like something feel wrong. So they take my glove off, man. My thumb is literally like facing like straight down, and it's just dangling. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? And I didn't feel anything at first. Rushed it to the locker room. My trainer, he tried to like pull it back, but he couldn't. I guess hands are sweaty, so he couldn't get it. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So luckily he ended up getting it back in place, and I was ruled out that game and throughout the rest of the season as well, and tore some ligaments, like 2 ligaments, I believe, and end up getting a medical waiver so I can gain a 5th year eligibility. So that was that.
So when you came back the following year, did you have maybe a different appreciation for the game, kind of having it taken away from you the season prior?
Just be grateful, like take advantage of every opportunity you get, because you never know when it's gonna be your last play, last time stepping on the field. So my mindset, I'm just leave it all out there, give it all I can, and have no regrets. So that was my approach coming into the 2018 season, the year after.
And your first game back, I believe you had 100 yards there. So how good did that feel to not only come back, but to come back and have such a good performance?
It felt pretty good, man. Like I tell, like, I've been preparing the whole offseason to, for my return, to get the green light to be clear, and I got that. And just be out there with the guys. Like, I think, we all had success running the ball that night. All 3 running backs, all 4 running backs actually, and then the offensive line was just building that chemistry throughout the year. So it felt pretty good. Everybody's on the same page.
So after that season, you decided to use your extra eligibility. You transferred to Kansas State. So what went into that choice to go to Kansas State?
So as a kid, I always had aspirations of, playing at a Power 5 level. I always wanted to know, like, what would that feel like? What would that be like? Because, I just think I got overlooked because, I don't know, because I'm Indiana, or my size-wise as far as my frame. So, a mentor that I had in high school, he knew one of the coaches he's at North Dakota State at the time. His son plays for him, and ended up, I went to a few games out there, and we ended up having a connection, and stayed in touch. So when he got the new job, I think the end of 2018, like December, he ended up calling me saying the situation where they need running backs. The guy they had, he entered the draft early. Then they had a lot of guys basically transferring in. I mean, not transferring, but graduating. So they needed a need for running backs. So I just thought it made sense. I didn't have to visit. I just knew his Coach Klein. I just knew his he's a player coach, and just he's respected. He won so many titles at NDSU. So, I trusted him, signed the paperwork, and then it was a done deal. I was there in the spring of 2019.
And you made a pretty big impact. That your first game, over 100 yards and a touchdown, was the second most in a debut in school history. So, like at that point, did you I want to say, was it a sense of validation, or was it just like I just proved everybody wrong that told me I couldn't play at this level?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, I know who I am as a player, and I know who I am as a person. So, really wasn't really none. It was just really like I can play on any level. Like everybody put their pants and shoulder pads on just like everybody else do. All the X's and O's are all the same. Nothing different at that level. Guys might be a little bit bigger, might be a little faster, stuff like that. But other than that, it's still football at the end of the day. So I didn't really, try to point the finger like, hey, you passed up on, you should give me an opportunity. It was just like proving myself, looking at the man in the mirror like, hey, I can play at this level, and telling those kids that didn't get opportunity to play at the biggest level, on Power 5 level, like, you guys can do it too, man. So that was really my whole objective of making that move.
And what would you say was your your most memorable time, or most memorable moment at Kansas State?
I'm not gonna lie to you. So the game we played Oklahoma at Kansas State homecoming, man. You just get that feeling, coming out the locker room like today's gonna be a good day, man. So we playing them, had a good game plan, got good coaches. Playing them, and I think at one point it was either like 21-7 or something like that. But we didn't blink. We kept fighting to the end. Like, we kept swinging. Then we was over to overcome and get the score up, and we was on top of them probably like, I want to say like 23, 24 points ahead of them. And then we was able to pull the victory. So I think that was probably like the highlight of my career. Of our career going into that season. And then like just all the fans jumping on the field and, congratulations, patting us on the back. Like, that was probably the best moment. Like, I'll never forget it in my life.
And then just looking at your overall college career, I mean, you had over 3,000. Yeah, you finished with over 3,000 yards. You finished 10th nationally among active players and rushing, 11th in touchdowns, multiple-time All-Conference. So when you look back at your college career, what sticks out to you the most?
Like I tell people, I don't think like I was the most like athletic guy, but I was coachable. I understand, like the X's and O's, and I had good coaches around me throughout my college career. Each coaching change or each stop I made, good coaches and good teammates, being a good teammate. So I feel like just doing the little things, the little detailed things that people don't get credit about. I think I was good at that, and just being coachable, which is why I had, I think, a productive or all right college career. So that's what I would say.
And then you mentioned you got a shot with the Rams. So what was that experience like during your time there?
Just a dream come true, man. Like, where I'm from, you're not supposed to make it this far. So just to have success in high school, college, and then get an opportunity with the LA Rams was like a dream come true. And I did it just to say, like, it doesn't matter where you come from, where you're from, what's your family situation. That boy or that girl, like, if I can do it, you can do it too. It doesn't matter what situation you're born into. You have the right to change it and do something about it. So that's what I want to share from that experience. And it was good, like, just to say a dream come true.
And so then after that, you mentioned you went into coaching. So what made you kind of choose to pursue coaching?
I love the game, man. People always, whether friends, family, they always said, man, you should get in coaching. You'd be a good coach one day. And at first, I wasn't too fond on it, but it's like, dang, like, I missed that feeling, like game day atmosphere, coming out the tunnel with your brothers, this and that. So it's like, what other career could you get into that you can get that feeling again? So got into coaching, like I said, Lawrence Central High School, actually got in the building too as a guidance counselor. And, I just like the mentoring players, developing in them, watching them, learn the game and share my personal playing experience with them, and just, watching them develop and learn. And, that was the biggest thing I took from coaching. That's why I wanted to get in, because you have so much impact on young individuals.
And was the transition from playing to coaching, how was that for you? Was it smooth? Was it tough? What was that like?
I would just say it was tough as far as you gotta be a good teacher. All coaches are good teachers, and I mean that in the sense of, I can say like, hey, you need to be watching the 3-tech and make a jump cut, stuff like that. Speaking in my language, but you speaking to a high school kid, you speaking to a 14, 15-year-old kid that don't know the terminology or don't know what you're talking about. So as far as breaking it down and speaking their language so they can understand and learn, that would probably be the hardest part for me. And, not being able to physically go out there and show them, like, you got to be patient, and then you got to hit the hole, and then you got to, go from there. So just aiming points and stuff like that. So I think that was probably the hardest part for me, is taking what I already knew, playing on a high level, and just, breaking it down, speaking to high schoolers the best way possible to make it make sense for them.
And then you bounced around a couple of places you mentioned in the open, and then you ended up at UCO. So how did we get to the point now where you're at UCO?
So I knew these guys when they was at Abilene Christian. My coach Kleiman's son, Devin Kleiman, he was there with those guys in Texas, and they had a couple positions open up. It just didn't work out. I sent myself in, but they already hired a guy. And we just stayed in contact. I had all their numbers. So when they got the job at UCO, it caught my eyes, because I'm like, dang, like I've been eyeing that. I've been looking at that program, and now guys that I know got the job, and reached out to them, sent my resume, and then they called me the same day, and it was just like no brainer. They wanted somebody that could relate to the kids, and somebody that played the position, and it fitted. It made a good fit.
Okay, so when did you actually get to campus?
I got to campus like early March. We were still doing like OTAs. We got a week off when it's spring break, and then got to spring ball like the week after. So I got there like March.
Okay, so you were able to go through these summer spring. So what were you able to learn about that running back group that you inherited?
Okay, this is off topic, but so when I was doing the transferring thing, I took a official visit at UCO. So I was already familiar with the campus and knew about the program. So, the running back position, like I said, for the spring, we only had like 3 guys. A couple guys hurt, and then we ended up bringing like a receiver, converting him to running back. So end up having 3 guys. I remember when I was in college, I want to say like the 2018, 2017 spring, it was only 2 running backs. It was 3, but 2 of us, one guy got hurt, and just having to go back and forth, no rotation, no breathers. And, only time we get a break is when we go 5 wide receivers, stuff like that. So just the stuff they showed me throughout the spring, so I could get a feeling and evaluate guys. Peyton Scott, like I said, met him. He's a pretty good guy. Pleasure working with him. He got a tremendous football IQ. Then we had another guy, Tagan Anderson. I believe he's from Oklahoma. He played 8-man football. He did pretty good. And then the guy that we converted from receiver to running back, Jalen Quattrell, one of the strongest kids on the football team, did pretty good. We're going to do a lot of different stuff with him on the edge and open space, so he can show off his speed and explosiveness, if that answers your question.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so what about Peyton's game do you like the most?
He understands. He's coachable, for one, and he just understands the run scheme, as far as, you gotta be patient on certain plays, and then some plays your tempo has to change, and you can hit it a little sooner, quicker, whatever you want to call it. But he's coachable. He's smart. That's why he can play. He's going to definitely play this upcoming season. And just his IQ, finding an unblocked defender, which we talk about one-on-one when we meet. And, his IQ, he got a high IQ level. And, for his lack of size, he makes up for it. He earned my respect when I see him thudding up guys in the pass protection. He's not afraid, even though despite his size, he's not afraid to, stick his nose in and get his hands dirty on a guy. So that's what stuck out to me.
And then I talked now was Jace healthy at all during the spring? Because I talked to him before the spring and he said he was still recovering from injury. So what was he able to participate at all?
So Jace, he was not able to participate in spring ball, but like every day he was at meetings, he's at practice, doing the walkthroughs, doing individual drills with me. He's all ready to go now. He should be bringing a good impact into the room. I texted him before we got started with summer work. I was like, make sure you lead a group, make sure you be a leader out there and catch the young guys along, catch them along to what we're doing. And I'm looking forward to working with him this upcoming season.
I feel like you inherited a really good duo there between Jace and Peyton. I feel like they complement each other extremely well. So what kind of is your hope for the unit this coming season?
So obviously I wasn't here last year, so I don't know what they're like as far as like rotation wise and what they was doing, but I'm looking at like a running back by committee approach, using multiple guys at once. It might be the first series I might throw 3 running backs out there. He go in there one play, he go in there next play, and the other guy, and just keep shuffling them, because like I tell these guys, like, the season is a marathon, it's not a sprint. It makes no sense for you to go get out there and give you 30 carries and you be banged up, and then we got 10 more weeks, 10 games left of the season. It makes no sense. So, just spreading the carries out evenly and, just going with the hot hand in the second half is what I see fit in our room, in our position room right now, until somebody, establish yourself like they're going to be the guy. But right now, that's what I'm looking at, to play multiple guys. And that's just not from the running back room. That's from our entire team. We're going to play a lot of guys, keep a lot of guys fresh. We don't care if you're a young guy, older guy. A lot of guys will be able to play as long as you know what you're doing.
And I know you got there after signing day. You all signed 2 running backs, Antonio Jr. Smith out of Union, and then Nathan Jones out of Clinton. I don't know if you have seen their film. What do you like about those guys?
Junior Smith, a lot of our coaches were highly on him, spoke highly of him, and I'm excited to see what he can do. He's a guy that can do it all. Catch out the backfield, can line him up out wide. He can run in between tackles, outside the tackles. Has good speed, good hands. Not scared to block either. So we're excited about him. We're definitely gonna have him in the mix this upcoming season. Nate Jones, same thing, man. Good kid. Versatile. Like in our offense, we want our running backs to do a lot of things. You got to run the ball, catch the ball, line up wide, and obviously pass protect too. So those freshmen, they're coming along just well. We're doing OTAs right now, and they're picking up the offense terminology, stuff like that. So I'm excited about those 2 guys.
Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, so what has it been like working with Coach Lechtenberg and Coach Curley?
Pretty good, man. Both of those guys, they bring a ton of experience, man. So just to, be in the same room as them and pick their brains and learn from them and talk ball, man. It's been a tremendous experience for me so far. And those guys, they let me do me. Like, the running backs are mine, and they let me. Like, what are you thinking, James? What do you want to do? So just taking my ideas and critiquing me day in and day out. I feel like it doesn't get any better from a person in my position in regards to that. So looking forward to this upcoming season with those guys, and just bringing new ideas to the table each meeting.
Okay. Well, I guess before I get you out of here, I do this with all the new guests. We kind of get to know you questions. So, your favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team? Basketball, football.
It could be any sport.
I always really go with the home team, but I like the LA Rams, man.
Okay, well, I know you was happy.
I gotta go with them, man.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, your favorite hobby outside of football?
I'm a big movie guy, man. I like going to movies. Every new movie that comes out, I like to be able to see them the first week they come out. So big movie guy. Love popcorn.
Okay, so what's your favorite movie of all time?
I'm into like the Godfather, stuff like that, but I would have to say like Scarface, Tony Montana. That'd be probably my favorite movie of all time. Okay. I like stuff like that.
Okay, let's see. Your favorite musical artist?
I wouldn't say I have a favorite musical artist. I'm kind of the guy that, you know, listens to whatever's out, like that's hot, that's out, whatever that's on the radio, you know, people, you know, playing that song. So I would say whatever's at the time is good, if that makes sense.
So do you have a personal favorite song of all time?
I don't really have, like, I try to switch it up. Like I said, whatever's hot at the time, I try to stay with that. You know, Future, he put an album out, been listening to that, and, you know, artists are always putting albums out every now and then. So, you know, whatever comes out and is hot, just banging that till whoever else put the next thing out.
Now, I'm assuming that you do listen to Lil Wayne.
Yep, I was actually watching a Lil Wayne podcast on I believe it's Pivot or I Am Athlete or something like that. I was watching that last night. So,
all right, now it's a debate among the guys. Now, your running back Jace, okay, he's kind of wishy-washy. First, when I asked him about Lil Wayne, he said new Lil Wayne. Then he tried to clean it up later in the interview by saying old Lil Wayne. Your quarterback Stephon Brown's in the old Lil Wayne camp. Your tight ends coach Demetri Donald's in the old Lil Wayne camp, and I think Coach Curley's also in the old Lil Wayne camp. So, are you in the new Lil Wayne camp or the old Lil Wayne camp?
Definitely the old Lil Wayne. You know, the Carter albums, like 1, 2, and 3, like you can't beat that. So definitely old Lil Wayne. I don't know what Jake's is talking about. Had to sit down with him one-on-one.
Let's see. Your favorite food?
Favorite food? I love seafood, man. I love Indian food. I've been, you know, switching my diet up, so kind of like a pescatarian. So, yeah, seafood definitely.
Okay. Your favorite type of seafood?
I like crab legs. I like the boiled thing where you get the, you know, the eggs, the corn, no sausage, obviously. I don't eat pork, but yeah, shrimp and the crab legs.
Okay. Do you game at all?
Not really a gamer. If I play the games like I'm bored, the games I do play, like I said, I like Madden. Don't really play the 2K like that. I like fighting games. Yeah, but I play the game every now and then when I got some time. But, you know, you catch me playing against, like, just know, like, I'm bored. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, see, all right, now with the gear, because when I was doing research, your game day attire, it was switched up. I was like, sometimes I think you would have bands, sometimes didn't have the bands. Well, so like with the
bands.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Like you had little
like playing wise, or are you talking about like just pregame, like
playing wise, like playing wise? I feel like your gear. Because I feel like there was some parts I saw where you had more gear on than you did other times. So like, what kind of went into how you did your gear?
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, like I tape my wrist up. Probably put like a towel in the back. I probably don't wear no sleeves. Running backs, we don't wear sleeves. I guess when the weather got colder, put tights on. I really didn't like tights because I'm a big cramper guy, so tights wasn't really my go-to unless it was just like too cold outside. I know in Muncie we didn't have an indoor facility yet at the time, and we practiced in the spring where it was like cold, you know what I'm saying? So probably put on tights then, but other than that, like game attire, you know, socks, probably not too hard. Take my wrist, back plate, towel. That was it. Basic, simple guy.
Oh, okay. And did you have any pregame routines that you normally do?
For me, I like to just stay in a hotel. We had pregame meal, this and that, but I like to stay in a hotel. Get off my feet. Review my the tips of the game, and listen to music, and probably watch like football, like pump up video. I even watch highlights of myself just to envision, being successful on the game day. So I kind of stuck to that method.
Uh-huh. And I guess my final question for you to be for those who might still kind of be on the fence about giving you all a shot this season as far as coming out to see you play, what can they expect from your unit and from the team if they were to come see you all play?
So I'm gonna start off with my position group. Like I said, you're not just gonna see one guy. You're gonna see a lot of guys on the field that's gonna play a lot this season. We're gonna be the toughest group. We want to lead a conference in rushing. We're gonna be physical. We're gonna be we're gonna block. We're gonna protect. We're gonna run routes out the backfield, line up out wide. We're gonna be physical, run the ball in between tackles, outside the tackle. Don't want to really have nobody bring us down in space 1-on-1. And I say as far as the team, it's one of those things where, we're not looking to, we want to win conference, 3-4 years from now. This is something like we're trying to do now. We're not waiting. Like, why wait? Do it now. Why not UCO? So that's our approach coming into the season. And, it's going to be some adversity, but at the end of the day, we're going to get through the storm and we're going to be us.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time this afternoon to come on and talk to me. I'm really excited to see what that running back unit can do. It was a solid group last year, but I feel like with the guys that you signed and then some of the younger guys as well, and I'm hoping we get more of a healthy unit that's kind of banged up some last year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it. And anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome to.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.